Hello everyone, I'm Miss K, your teacher guide for your Kannada Academy journey. We're sure you have many questions on establishing a role inside a classroom with a Kannada Academy teacher. Don't fret, this video will answer these queries. As you know by now, Kannada Academy uses Peer Deck to deliver its lessons. Peer Decks are interactive Microsoft PowerPoint created by our skilled curriculum developers. Your task is to ensure that the students access this. Students can access the Peer Deck as student pace, or they can access it as instructor pace. And the facilitator will present the Peer Deck on a projector, and students complete it from their own device at their desk. The Peer Deck is completed by the class together, and rich discussion can take place between the students and facilitator. Once a student begins a Peer Deck, they can easily submit their answers on the Peer Deck slides. The student answers are then sent to the course teacher in a spreadsheet for assessment and evaluation. Once a student has completed the Peer Deck lesson, the next step is to answer the lesson's assessment. When a student completes this, they can either hand in a paper copy to their facilitator or upload it to their student folder on OneDrive if they have completed the assessment electronically. This will be a school-based decision. The Kannada Academy teacher will access the assessments in the shared OneDrive folder and then mark the assessments with the provided rubrics and provide rich feedback to the student. The feedback may be written or recorded on a screencast. If the students hand in work by hand, the facilitator will need to scan the assessed assignments to a shared folder with the Kannada Academy lead teacher. The Kannada Academy lead teacher will review the assignments and give feedback to the teacher when required. Please watch the screencast that shows Microsoft Peer Deck from a student view and instructor view. Please watch this screencast that shows Microsoft Peer Deck generating student and instructor views. Hello everyone, this is Miss K, your Kannada Academy teacher guide, and in today's video, I will show you how to generate a student pace and instructor pace link in Peer Deck. Right after that, we're also going to take a peek at how this would look like on the instructor's end and of course on the student's end. Let's start with generating the links first. So I am accessing a sample lesson for one of the courses that I'm facilitating called Designing Your Future. So I just have to access the Peer Deck lesson, and I just need to click on Inserts at the top, click on Add Ins, especially if this is the first time that you're going to generate a link, and click on the Peer Deck add-in link and make sure that that's added. So once that's added, you could click on the three dots at the top of your lesson, and then there should be a Peer Deck selection now. If it's not detecting your login, it's going to prompt you to do so. And just make sure that you log in either using your Google Teacher account or your Microsoft Teacher account. For this instance, it recognized my Microsoft login. After that, click on Present with Peer Deck. And then if you would want to generate a link for your students, click on Student Paced Activity. But if you want a link for the instructor paced activity, then click on this button over here. I'll show you what it would look like if I click on Student Pace Activity. So it's going to load a little while, and just select Got It, and then simply click on Copy Link. Now I will redo that, and this time we're going to select Instructor Paced Activity. And it's going to take a little bit of time to load. and this is how it will look like for instructors. So if you want your students to join your live session, then you can just give your students a link over here. This is how students view Peer Deck. This is how teachers view the Peer Deck. When a student completes this and uploads it to the shared course folder with the Canada Academy teacher, your next task is to update the student monitoring sheet. As a teacher facilitator, you will receive a student monitoring sheet shared between you and the Canada Academy teacher. The Canada Academy teacher will encode the preliminary student list and the fixed course outline. Each course will have its own student monitoring sheet. Once shared, your task is to update it daily to ensure that the students are progressing. This list is your primary means of communication between you and the Canada Academy teacher. Apart from tracking submissions, you will also monitor student access on Peer Decks. The Canada Academy teacher will share the co-teaching links weekly, and you can access them within 7 days. Hello, it's Ms. K, your Canada Academy teacher guide. As a teacher facilitator, you will receive a student monitoring sheet shared between you and the Canada Academy teacher. The purpose is to ensure that our students are progressing throughout the course. In this video, I will show you how to record your students' progress in the student monitoring sheet. The first step is to access the file that your Canada Academy teacher shared to you. This is what the student monitoring sheet will look like. So on the left side, you already have the outline for the course. And at the top, you will have to write the names of the students. Each course has its own student monitoring sheet. For example, I have a student in ESLDO, and I would be tracking his progress in the student monitoring sheet. So I simply have to type the name of my student at the top. Let's say okay. Then make sure that you type done right beside each of the lessons that he has already accomplished. Same with assessment, making sure that everything is clearly visible to you and the Canada Academy teacher. You can even color code it. For example, your student has already submitted but did not follow instructions. You could click on the color at the top and then click on the Format Painter icon and put it on top of the cell that you would want to color. So just make sure to keep track of all the Peer Deck lessons and assessments that your student has already submitted and completed. Keep doing so until such time that you reach the final task for the course, which is the rich summative task. Let me know if you have any questions. Apart from the student monitoring sheet, you will also be tasked to mark some formative assessments. In line with Ontario's Ministry of Education, we use 3 types of assessments to facilitate learning. Let's focus on the formative assessments. Assessment for learning. These are activities where you give constructive feedback to students. It is through assessments for learning where we help students reach the expectation of the lesson. We don't grade the students on this, we only give constructive feedback. Examples of this would be answering reading comprehension questions, writing a paragraph while integrating quotations, and math questions given for homework. The second type of assessment is assessment as learning. These are activities we give students to allow them to gauge their learning. It also allows them to work on areas of improvement. We focus on metacognition and helping the student understand how they learn and what their learning needs are. Examples of this would be self-assessment and reflection portfolios. Depending on your arrangement with the assigned Kannada Academy teacher, you are in charge of giving feedback on these assessments. After all, you interact with the students. The feedback you will give must help the student become successful in the graded or summative assessments. While you may focus on student errors and lapses, please don't forget to also mention your strengths. No matter how bad the task may be, surely there is something that the student did right. Make sure you mention this to them. This is your role for the academic side of the classroom. Now, how about classroom management? Since you are the primary person who communicates and interacts with the students, you must report concerns and student behavior to the Kannada Academy lead teacher and teachers. Cheating, plagiarism, and refusal to do tasks are some common behaviors students do in this school setup. So if any issue comes up, make sure you inform the Kannada Academy lead teacher. That said, you must also communicate technical issues to the Kannada Academy lead teacher. If there are questions you can answer regarding the lesson, feel free to help the student. But should the instance arise that you are unsure of, you may bring up the question to the Kannada Academy teacher or lead teacher. Assuming the student is about to complete the course, what do you do? Here are a few more things to remember. For Kannada Academy teachers to complete the mark for the students, they will need your feedback. You can do this by submitting the Learning Skills Rubric. You need to accomplish this for each student in the class per course. This will aid the Kannada Academy teacher to grasp how a student has performed during the course. For courses that have final exams, you are responsible for proctoring the exam. This should be a scheduled sit-down activity. The schedule will depend upon you as long as it falls under the final exam or rich summative task week. Coordinate with the Kannada Academy lead teacher on this. After the student finishes the exam, you need to send the exam to the Kannada Academy teacher. This is the Learning Skills Rubric. We hope we help you understand your role in the classroom more. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for your time. It has been my pleasure to share information about Kannada Academy International. We look forward to having you join our school.